Hello everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Hecht Creative. Today we're going over Tales from the Sonic 3 movie by Jakks. Now let's get to it. Here is the box for the Sonic 3 movie Tails, looking awesome in here and so cute and adorable. We have the Sonic 3 movie logo of Sonic and all of his friends and Shadow on the side, as well as Tails, his name right there, and Jakks over there. And on the back of the box we have Tails in a really cool pose, along with the rest of the figures in the wave. Collect them all. There's Shadow right over there. Boasting 20 ports of articulation and a bio reading, Tails is Sonic's best bud, using his brains, tons of gadgets, and of course his two tails. He will do everything he can for his friends. Oh, how sweet. Now let's see what he can do as an action figure as we open this up. First of all, Tails is adorable. I really love how he looks. He's so cute here. His eyes look a little bit glassy though. You can see the reflection from my lights off of them. That's just kind of weird. Sonic didn't have that much, and now Tails does. It's very strange. The eyes are a really nice blue though, with the pupil and the highlight looking very nice in there. I do love how the pink is done for his mouth. It's very cute and pretty minimalistic. The nose is nice too. The construction of the face though bothers me. There's a seam line here going around the eyes as well. Over here a little bit. It's just kind of off-putting to me a little bit. Too toyetic and too action figure-y. I do love the tuft on his hair. It's slightly rubbery a little bit, and his ears are done really well with that white. That's really great over there. White over here is nice too. It isn't really painted. It's actually a separate piece going into the head. That's really awesome. We have some nice texturing over here, but the texturing around his head isn't as good as Sonic's, I don't think. It's a little bit less on the front, but on the back is really a lot. Looks really nice. I love that look over here for this. It's amazing. You get a swivel over here as well. A little bit tighter than Sonic, but it's nonetheless still pretty good. You do get all the way around as well, side to side, front and back. A nice head for Tails with some weird construction issues. The body lacks a lot of what made Sonic special. It had a lot of great articulation on it, and this just doesn't. One solid brick basically for his body. That's kind of a shame. The arms are kind of similar too. No double joints here, just one single joint over there. And the hands look similar. The gloves at least are nice as well. We do get a butterfly joint though. It's a little bit tight on mine, but it's nice for either side. A little bit looser on this one at least. Much better for that. You do go up pretty far on this tight joint up here. You can stretch it all the way up a little bit and then push it down all the way, going all the way around with that at least. You do get a swivel over here as well as a swivel up here also. You get up this far 9 degrees with that swivel working out great for that. Then you get a swivel over here, open out and in and then up and then down with the wrist and the knocking motion. We also get the same articulation on this side as well, and it's really nice for this. The paint is applied really nicely. I just wish there was a bit more articulation. I don't know how you'd really put it in here with such small joints, but I think Jakks can make it work by now. It's really neat. Tails' shoes are really nicely done here. I like them a lot. The paint is not that great on this part down here though. The gray, and it's kind of sloppy in some places over here at least. It's kind of a bummer. Also up here, it isn't that great. I kind of wish in a way that his shoelaces were painted a little bit better, and yet I don't know. It just doesn't look as good as I thought it would. It's too shiny in a way. Looks nice on this side a little bit, but really shiny over here. It's not really right. The socks are really nicely sculpted. I love the sculpting on these socks, and they're just great. Love them so much. We do again get less articulation on these legs, but we'll work with what we have. You can go up pretty far and back pretty far on this. You can also do a swivel over here as well with a back pretty far with this. Not really all the way back, but just enough I would guess. And you also get a swivel on that joint as well over there. You get not really a swivel over here by the sock, surprisingly. That'd be great if it was, but you do get a pivot down and a pivot up and then a pivot side to side, as well as 2 peg holes at the bottom of the feet and that weird brown kind of printing over there. Very strange. Yeah, it's just kind of weird, this figure, in a way. It's kind of like a 1 step forward, 2 steps back kind of thing. Strange. And finally, where most of the budget is going, the titular Tails. Yeah, they look nice. I like them a lot. I think it's the same mold, just printed twice, but I gotta say, it really isn't that great to me, honestly. They're heavy, they're clunky. We did not learn that much from the previous Tails, did we, Jakks? Yeah, it just isn't that great to me. They could be less in weight, so they would really help lift them off the ground, so to speak, but I digress. We do get some articulation though. They both can swivel around, as evidenced by this. Pretty cool over there. You can get the sort of butt copter thing going on with that. You do get an up this far and then down pretty far. It's kind of a loose joint in a way, not too great. And you also get a swivel at the butt itself. No pun intended. You can swivel these kind of like around in the sort of like copter formation. If you try to make it like this in a way and then swivel it around, it does crash into Tails' head. It actually kind of works in a a weird way. Yeah, just moving it around like this, and then maybe stop motioners take it away on this front. But I gotta say, they're pretty good, not great. They're functional tails, but just not fashionable, at least in a way, or at least the function I'd want them to have. They keep tails up, which is very weird, and they're very back heavy, I gotta say. This figure is nice, I think, but I don't know what really separates him from the previous tails from the other movie. This one's good, but not great. But will he be better with accessories? Find out right after this. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and hit the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. Here's Tails holding one of the Jazzwares Chaos Emeralds, the yellow one specifically. It looks nice in his hand, but however, the feel to a human hand is kind of sticky, kind of tacky, and kind of degrading in a way. Not badly personally, but degrading physically, as in this won't last for long. So yeah, Tails, enjoy this while it's still here. Here's Tails holding the Jakks specific Chaos Emerald, or at least I call it the Super Emerald. It's not sticky and tacky to the touch. It's actually pretty dense and really heavy for poor Tails right now, so I hope he can hold it. It's also more vibrant than the Jazzwares one and just looks so nice in his hand. Well done. You can also kind of place Tails' backpack on him, at least. The straps don't really do anything, they're kind of molded to the back, but you can place it on his tails, and from the back it kind of looks nice and works well, but from the front it's just okay, maybe. Yeah, not the best thing, but not the worst thing. It's still pretty cute, and he's just adorable, dang it. And from that backpack comes this little gadget boomerang thing he had in the second movie. It looks so nice in his hands. He's kind of barely pinching it though, so just be careful. He can't really fully hold it without it being fully exposed, and it wouldn't look as good. So yeah, it's a nice piece and works pretty great for him, even if it's a little bit small. Alternately, he can hold the little pistol that he came with in the second movie, and this looks really psychotic, honestly. Kind of weird here. He isn't really holding any trigger or anything, so I guess it's fine, and it is really sort of lightly placed into his hand, so yeah, just be very careful with that. I do love the colors on this, and it looks nice for the figure actually. A little bit small, but hey, Tails deals with small gadgets. Here's Tails also holding a bunch of rings from the games, or at least the movies. These look really great though for both, and are just really cute and match his fur pretty well. He can also hold the 10 ring and the red star ring from the games pretty nicely, even if it's kind of pinched between his finger and his thumb. Tails really struggles to hold Sonic's bag of rings. He doesn't really want to pinch it in his hands, and it's very slippery and hard to hold, so I did the best I could here. And when you give Tails all his stuff, the gun, the backpack, and the boomerang, he looks really nice actually, well kitted out. And while Tails isn't holding this accessory, I like to imagine this is how he watched Sonic while in Sonic Movie 2 on a cheap CRT TV. Tails stands at about 4¼ inches tall or so. Here's Movie 3 Tails next to Movie 3 Tails over here, and then Pilot Tails over here from the second movie. And it is now that I just realized that I could put these tails over here to the side instead of to the very back. And regarding these figures, we have a lighter version of Tails with a darker version of Tails. I personally like the newer version. It looks much nicer, but I gotta say that Pilot Tails might be the cutest of all of them. He's just so adorable, and maybe this one's second. This one is nice, but he looks a little too movie-like. It's all in the eyes, I think. And here's Movie 3 Sonic next to Movie 3 Tails. They look really nice together, best of friends forever. I gotta say though, the arms sticking out a little bit kind of bothers me. Putting them a little further in for both would have been great, Jakks. But at least they both scale really well with each other. Overall, quite the tales to tell. While I do really like this Tails figure, as far as the sculpt, the articulation and paint leave a little bit to be desired. The sculpting for the fur as well as the shoes is really nicely done. Those socks really blow me away. The tails also have some really nice sculpt work, and I do love how the articulation is worked into the figure. While Tails still does have less articulation than Movie 3 Sonic, I still think the articulation here is being put to good use. I do think the elbows could be re-engineered and maybe a swivel or two could be put into the feet, but that's about it. The paint is nice in the figure, however, I noticed some chipping on the shoes, and the shoes are kind of weird. They're too glossy for me. I gotta say though, I still love those hands. They should be a standard for Jakks specific from now on. And even though Movie 3 Tails doesn't have any accessories, the accessories from Movie 2 should do the trick. If you're a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Movie 3, or Tails himself, then you will love this figure. He's really adorable. But to me, personally, he just isn't as good as Sonic. But make no mistake, how can you hate that adorable little face? It's just so cute, I love him. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com for more reviews like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and keep being creative. Stay tuned.